Hey everyone, it's Professor Clark, and in this very short lecture, we're going to do a quick review of the genitive singular endings for modifiers, so adjectives and possessive and indicative pronouns. And this is something the textbook goes over really quickly at the bottom of page 64, but I wanted to go over it in a little more depth because I know that some of you probably forgot it over the summer. So let's jump into it. On the second slide of the PowerPoint, I have a chart with genitive singular endings for adjectives. And it's divided into masculine and neuter endings because remember, in all the cases other than the nominative and the inanimate accusative, masculine and neuter endings are the same, and then feminine endings. And then I've split it into hard or velar stem adjectives. So in this particular instance, velar stem adjectives are going to have the same endings as hard stem adjectives, soft stem adjectives, and then husher stem adjectives, which as usual provide the biggest challenge. So let's take a quick look at it. For adjectives modifying masculine and neuter nouns in the genitive singular, the ending is ova if they are hard or velar stem. So we have krasivava, novava, молодого, какого, русского. And of course, this ova is spelled o, but pronounced ova. And it doesn't matter whether the adjective is stem-stressed, like красивый, красивого, новый, нового, or n-stressed, like молодой, молодого, какой, какого. And it doesn't matter whether it is hard stem like красивый, красивого or velar stem like русский, русского. In any case, the ending is always going to be ova. And then the feminine adjective ending is, as with all the oblique cases, going to be ой for these types of adjectives. So we have красивой, новой, молодой, какой, русской. And again, it doesn't matter whether it's hard stem like красивый becomes красивой, or velar stem, so русский with a soft E becomes русской with a hard O. And it doesn't matter whether it's stem stressed, like новый becomes новой, or N stressed, so молодой becomes молодой. Now let's look at soft stem adjectives. And remember that almost all of these are going to have N plus the ending, like синий, средний, последний, зимний, осенний, and so on and so forth. And for masculine and neuter, they're going to take ева, so синего, среднего, последнего. And for feminine, as for all the oblique cases, they're going to take е, синий, средний, последний. The most challenging form is, of course, the husher stem, because with these, stress matters. So for most of them, all of the ones that are stem stressed, like хороший or следующий, they're going to take ева for masculine and neuter and е for feminine. So хороший becomes хорошего, следующий becomes следующего for the masculine and neuter, and then хороший for feminine and следующий. However, if they are end stressed, and the main example of this type of adjective is the word большой, if they are end stressed, they take the ova, oi endings, not the ева, е endings. So большой becomes большого for masculine and neuter and большой for feminine. In the last slide of the PowerPoint, we have genitive singular endings for special modifiers, so possessive and indicative pronouns, basically. And once again, they're divided into masculine and neuter as one group and feminine as another group. And these are basically the same as adjective endings. The thing you have to watch out for is that sometimes they're hard, sometimes they're soft, sometimes they're weirdly anomalous, and the stress can be a little strange with them. So let's go through them. And we see right off the bat, we have мой and твой, and the masculine neuter form has моего, твоего. So the stress shifts all the way out onto the final о, which does not happen with adjectives, only with these special modifiers. And then the feminine is the perfectly regular soft ending моей, твоей. However, with наш, ваш, the stress does not shift. So наш and ваш become нашего and вашего for the masculine and neuter, and наше, ваше for the feminine. With один, one, which also acts as a special modifier, once again, the stress shifts in the masculine and neuter, so we have одного with the stress out on the final о. The feminine is the perfectly regular одной. With at it, the stress does not shift. It's completely regular hard stem endings, этого and этой. With tot, that, however, the stress does shift. So we have того and той. And the same with вес, all or the whole, it becomes всего and все. So there we have the genitive singular for adjectives and special modifiers. Hopefully that reminded you of what you already knew, and you are now ready to tackle more of the genitive. So with that under our belts, let's get ready for the next lecture, which is on the genitive case with prepositions. Oh boy.